So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for the weekly movie hunt. Yeah, we're going to go out, not just movie hunt, pop culture hunt. We're going to go out and look for some physical media, look for anything else we can find pop culture related, figures, action figures. Have some fun on the hunt. Come back here, we'll look online, see what releases came out for this past week, and then we'll talk about what we might buy and the future of what's going to go on the channel when we close out the video. So what are we waiting for? Let's get out there. Let's go.
Budweiser presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
So what's going on, everybody? My wife works with me now, so if I go out, I gotta follow her. So she's the boss, right? Not. Lets me follow her into Target. Here's the clearance section. Look, they got these pops here. Batman. The line was so long at the self-checkout. I hope I don't find anything. Got some little mini pops there. Look at there. Batman and the Batmobile for $1 and something.
Cool for $1.
Multiverse. Beetlejuice. Got some poor man's Lego stuff. Somebody's drink. Come on, man. You can't make it to the fucking trash can. Look like they're stocking stuff. So let's make our way down to... There's Lego. They've moved some stuff around. Here's some action figure stuff. So let's check it out. Hey, there's that Money in the Bank ring.
1, 2, shoulders to the mat. 3, we have a new champion.
At least the audio works this week. Hey, they got some new legends. There's the big evil Undertaker. That's kind of cool. Looks like he's looking over to the side. What's he looking at? Is that the only one they had? Got that Shawn Michaels, and you guys were telling me, you know, there are two heads to that Regal. The one looks like shit, so I don't know why they would even include two, but oh well. What else they got? Oh, I hadn't seen the Charlotte. That's a pretty good scan on that one. You think her and Alexa win the tag titles at WrestleMania? I mean, SummerSlam? I think so. Yeah. They're going to play that not friends bit out for a while. Star Wars. Some more Star Wars. I'm just not into that anymore. They don't release anything cool. Why they moved the Simpsons stuff over here? Crammed it in with the rest of this. It's ridiculous. Oh well. My wife wants this skee ball set. Give it a roll.
How much does it cost?
34. I think it's 34.
Yeah, that's like $35. I don't think so. What's this? Jurassic World T-Rex. He had primal hatch, so he hatches out of that egg. That might be cool. Hey, I found this end cap here. They got the rest of the legends. So you got Billy Gunn. That was when he was with the smoking guns. And they got Terry Funk. The Great Muta. There's a Chase version of that, I think. I'd like to get that. Not much on that older version of Muta.
Oh, 4. That's cool.
My wife talking to somebody in the background. These are kind of cool. I'm trying not to get into these pops of these little collectibles anymore, man. I'm trying to get rid of all that shit. I just got way too much stuff. But they're all pretty cool. They got the Fantastic Four, got some pops down there, and they got some DC Multiverse. That's pretty neat looking. That's a platinum edition. I like the chair that comes with this one. That's nice looking. It's always good when they can have good accessories. There's the Human Torch, Reed Richards, or Mr. Fantastic, The Thing. So I'm assuming, yeah, these are like their exclusives. Didn't see Sue Storm or Invisible Woman. What do they got back here? Still no stocking, no new NECA stuff. Got Godzilla stuff, Dragon Ball Z. We got fucking everything else other than NECA. How disappointing.
So are they not getting any of their NECA figures back? What kind of shit is that? Like their movie figures. Look, they got Shrek.
Oh, look at Shrek. Oh, look, Bullseye. RoboCop. There's old Elvira. Spider-Man. That's cool. Tony the Tiger. There was a Tony Tiger like full action figure that was supposed to be in here that I never saw. And then we got Clayface. He's supposed to get his own movie. So let's go into Walmart. They got a lot of storage bins out front. It says they're remodeling. So I'm going to guess that we're not going to be able to find anything in here. And yeah, they didn't have any new movies on the front. But here on the side, this is this is the Walmart. Look, if you could get Return of the Living Dead 4K Steelbook in here, you could get it for $8. And then look, they had that color within for $6. That anime. So check your Walmarts for clearance Steelbooks. And back here, their many little NECA section. They had that Batgirl walkie-talkie. But look, they got a Fly Ben Cooper figure. That's pretty neat looking. Like that. And then they got Godzilla. I think that's the series that had Jaws in it. We found that last week at Target. So those are pretty neat. Pretty timely with Superman, and they do have supervillain of Joker. They got that Last Ronin. Yeah, they got that Jaws figure up there. I'm looking for the other ones, the 50th anniversary. So not too much back here. What the hell is this? Books? Why do they have books in Walmart? Especially back here. I don't know. That's ridiculous. This Walmart has a $5 bin. Got a few things in it new. Got some Lego stuff. Double Trouble. Got MacGruber. Very underrated comedy. Witches of Eastwick. Retribution. Did anybody going to see Naked Gun this weekend? The Night They Came Home was a bunch of Michael Myers. And then Psycho Gorman with a slipcover. That's a nice slipcover there for $5. That's cool. Some more Charlie Brown. Army of Darkness. The Bad Guys. And then the greatest movie of all, Jaws. They got a few new titles in here. I like that Psycho Gorman though. That's a nice slipcover. Alright, so we'll go into one more Walmart since that Walmart was hot garbage. Because they were remodeling and half the damn store was moved around and then they didn't even stock their new movies. How pathetic.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So what about this one? Let's sneak around the corner. Hey, maybe if we sneak up on the movies, they'll have something. What do you think? Well, they got a few new titles. Look, there's the Thunderbolts. There's the 4K with that slipcover. What's with all this yellow? And there's the Walmart edition right there. It's got the pop-up in the middle of it. I'm not as big of a fan of that pop-up as I have been with some of the other ones, so I'm going to go ahead and break the chain. I'm not going to need to be a completist to get that one. I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to get the 4K, though, eventually. The Phoenician Scheme. The Amateur was last week. Got the cool Final Destination. I think this was supposed to be out last week, and they're just now getting it. $16.96. Fight or Flight. That looked interesting. I might have to see that. I got Sinners, obviously. Still have that. Minecraft, Snow White. Not much else over here on the side. They got Drop. Paddington in Peru. Thunderbolts up there. Sonic 3 is down to $22.96 for the 4K. Mufasa on Blu-ray only. Ape versus Mecha. Ape is over here. Wow. That Rosario, that was only on DVD, so I passed on that. Until Dawn, we picked that up last week. but I got the 4K. That was pretty decent. I got that Walking with Dinosaurs, Ash, and Rust. All that came out last week, so I don't think they got anything new over here. We'll give it a glance. Remember that color within to look for your 4K Steelbooks being on clearance, like in that one Walmart. Got Terrifier 3 down there. That damn Gunsmoke set, $170. Who's going to buy that damn thing? I'm just eyeballing, see if they... Every once in a while, you know, we find where they drop a new TV series in the middle of this. Bonanza, $200. Magnum PI. Three's Company. There's your Superman stuff. South Park, Baywatch, Drew Carey Show. Supernatural. Twin Peaks, Billions. Not seeing too much there. And down in the next section, I'm going to do this very quickly. I just want to make sure they didn't add anything. For your anime fans, Walmart has a lot of that stuff. They still got these slip covers over here, so if you didn't pick those up, you got the Jaws. The main one that I recommend getting right there is that Blazing Saddles, $20 for the 4K. And the original slipcover looked like shit. My wife was down there looking at magazines. Anything in the collections that's new? Not really. There's a Saw up there. Star Trek. Young Sheldon. There's some Transformers. Teen Titans. I don't remember seeing that. I remember getting Teen Titans discs in the Dollar Tree. Holy shit. I might do a Dollar Tree retrospective video. Would you guys like to see that?
Yes! I like it.
This is the remnants of their horror stuff. It's still full price. Some of you guys are finding it clearanced. Conjuring. Do we need a Conjuring bowl? Friday the 13th. What do you guys think of that new Jason? Would you like me to react and tell you what I think about him? A King of the Hill, Hank Hill pop. Are you looking forward to that reboot of that? A continuation, actually. It's Bobby grown up. Here's some of their figure stuff. You got a Green Goblin Platinum. All right, I got to do it. I think some people were looking for this. This is that crossover between Ninja Turtles and Universal Monsters. There's Dracula. It's a nice looking figure. I didn't get into those though. There's Beetlejuice stuff. Oh, here's some more pops. There's Dale. Not seeing too much else here. In the toy section, Ultimates, they only got Solo and Lex down there, and then they got a Solo if you want to get a look at that. Stone Cold is the hot one a lot of people want. Thumb Wrestlers, really? That's pretty pathetic. What is that? Squishy? This one's open. Hold on a second. Let's look at one of them. What in the hell is this thing supposed to be? I guess it's like stress relief. You mash that shit enough. Yeah, squish. Not too much back here in this section. I did want to let everybody know, check your Walmarts. They got these cool shoes Friday the 13th. It's got the machete on the side, the logo. That's cooler than anything. It looks like it's coming out related to that new Jason universe. So pick those up at Walmart. They're $30. They got a couple other movies and stuff represented here, but Friday the 13th would be it for me. So let's go on in to, and I'm not looking at her butt. That's somebody holding the door for me, and her butt just happened to be in my view. So sorry. Let's look at Barnes and Noble. Sorry, I got distracted. And no, that wasn't my wife's butt. That was somebody else's butt. Bottoms without a slip cover. So if you wanted that with a slip, you'd be out of luck now. Boneyard. I never heard anything about that movie. There's Billy Madison. Black Sheep. Both of those are great. What'd you guys think of Happy Gilmore 2? There's Ash, came out last week. That's a pretty decent deal. Alice, Sweet Alice. I think there's an Arrow video sale coming up. Hey, they got Ace Ventura, the Shout version. Look here, they got the Steelbook version too, only 20% off. So that'd be about $9 off. Let me look at this real quick. I'll show you that again. Yeah, there's the slip version and the Steelbook. So what else they got? 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's a cover I don't recognize, that cover of it. Cobra, we saw that last week. But there's an Arrow video 50% off sale coming up sometime in August. Clueless, 30% off. What else? Demon Slayer. Dick Tracy. Dude, that's a good deal for $7.99. So did they mix in more of these bargain titles now? I'll look for some more of those when here as I'm looking. We can see together. Drive. So it looks like they added some like lower price titles. Look, Dunkirk. Dunwich Horror. That'll be 50% off soon. Encino Man. Where is my Blu-ray?
Well, we're waiting.
Not bad. That just came out. You can get it in Walmart though. And I'm like everybody else. That Final Destination Bloodline slipcover is way better than the Steelbook. There's the Steelbook. And the Steelbook's got like basically nothing on the back. So what is that garbage? See if my old man bones can bend down here. Love Lies Bleeding. That's an A24 title. You're in the wrong section, bro. Long Legs. They had the Steelbook. Shit, $50 though. Little Buddha just came out recently. I think that was last week. So it's nice to see that. I haven't seen that in ages. I don't know if that's worth picking up or not. Let It Ride. Very, very underrated comedy. I love that movie. Recommend that highly. What else they got? The Last Video Store. John Wayne, the Fox Westerns. Jaws with a slipcover. Now it's only 20% off, so. What else? A Holdover, 50% off, so $11. That's a pretty good deal. Very good comedy, John Cusack and High Fidelity. So they did add some bargain titles in here. Nice. I'll see if I got any more as we're looking. If you eyeball anything that I don't touch or feel or pick up to look at, let me know and I'll check it out next week when I come back in here. What is this? So they got the Phoenician Scheme. They do have the Blu-ray and the 4K. How much is it? Can't get it out tight.
Tight.
So they had the Blu-ray and the 4K. They're so tight. The Prestige, very good movie. Some of these value ones, it would be nice, you know, if they were like 50% off. There's that one. I wish we could have found that in Walmart again. That'd have been like $8. Rust. They only got on DVD, just like Walmart. Eyeball this bottom shelf. I've lost a little bit of weight, so I can bend over a little better. I got fat man problems.
That guy in a little coat.
Top Gun Maverick, Tommy Boy. They got Thunderbolts 40% off, so it'd have to be to make it even worth trying to buy in here. Shit is too expensive unless you get that sale. The Stuff, we saw that last week. Smile. Nothing else here in this section. Over on the other side, they got some anime. A random Once Upon a Time in the West. What's up with that?
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Here's their Arrow section. It's like I said, this will be 50% off soon. Night Watch, for those who didn't pick up Jason X or Jason Goes to Hell, I guess you can get them then. Invasion. Why is Death of a Unicorn mixed in there? I don't know. Here's some random A24 stuff. Let me know if any of those three right there are any good. I don't have those in my A24 collection. Got most everything else they've got in here, though. Piss poor anime section. Yep, nothing to see here. Just randomly looking to see if I can find a spot check anything. Yeah, Good Burger. Why are these Doctor Who sets so much? $91. Even with 30% off. That one's only $72. There's that Walking with Dinosaurs. True Detective, that's pretty decent deal. Some Star Trek. Not seeing much else over here. Those specials, I got that as a Amazon Prime deal. Do you want to see a video of that? Oh wait, Star Trek Voyager Season 1. The shit's 50% off too, so it'd be like $13. Why they got seasons of Voyager in Enterprise? Wow. Star Trek the motion picture. Alright, enough of Star Trek. This is a random, it says Turner Classic Movie section. Just seeing if they added anything else to this section. Not really seeing anything. Clash of the Titans, got that back in stock, the regular edition. Found this, The Nesting. Another Vinegar Syndrome title, randomly up in Barnes & Noble. Says it's got the 110-minute feature presentation in the original cut. So I found it over here on this end cap with no other Vinegar Syndrome stuff. That's weird. You got Beastie Boys over there. This is where their high-priced steelbooks are in my store. Let's eyeball it. Do we see anything new? I don't think so. Oh well. And then this end cap, Shout Select was 40% off, so that's why I think these are all they have. But look online or look in your store and see if you can get some more that are 40% off. What'd you think of that Clue 4K Steelbook? Man, they did put like no effort into that. Batteries not included on DVD for $5. So this is like their Walmart dump bin over here. $5. The Kane Mutiny, Arrival, Blade Runner. Am I the only one who thinks Blade Runner is highly overrated? It's not as good as everybody says it is. Sorry. Not really seeing a whole lot here. Natural Born Killers. Mamma Mia, no thank you. Mamma Mia! My wife was getting her some Starbucks. I saw this Superman DC mag, and they also have a tribute to life like they did that Jaws one with Superman. It's inside the 1978 Superman movie, so that's kind of cool. Hey, since this hunt has been garbage, let's go into Five Below. They did have some horror pins and magnets and keychains up here. Look, you got Terrifier. Got some generic horror ones. Got a Friday the 13th magnet. Got that cool Halloween 2 keychain. This is like Spirit Halloween type stuff. Terrifier. I like that. It's always licensed to Halloween 2 or sometimes Curse of Michael Myers. This was in the front of the store. Then their book section. They got the Egyptian Book of the Dead, The Art of War. There was something I was looking at in particular I was going to buy, and as usual, as soon as you want to buy something that it was in here, they don't have it. But I did find one copy of the Extreme Horror sticker book. God damn it, the kids. I'm going to get this because I might put some of the stickers on some stuff. Maybe I'll put one on the packages I mail out from eBay. Check out my eBay store. I got a lot of new stuff there. JeffMan3169. Let me get away from these kids. They always have these little miniatures, these metal figs and shit. Some of them are cool, like those, like these up here, the Tony the Tiger ones. But look, they got a ton of them. Five Nights at Freddy's, Wednesday. If you need some tchotchkes to sit around, let's look over here. Look, they got that Michael Myers. He's on fire! Yep. Tiffany, Chucky. The typical horror shit that didn't sell like at Walmart or whatever. Mini snow globes. Harry Potter. Almost thought that was Leatherface down there. They got South Park. What'd you think of that newest South Park episode? I thought it was funny. Kenny. It looks like they got Butters. Kyle. So you know who they don't have. The one everybody wants. Cartman. Got Butters. No Cartman there.
Holy fucking shit! Oh, we gotta...
They did have a Chucky official coloring book. I thought that was kind of neat. So they do have some official merchandise in here. You know, we saw those Chucky figures back there. The Halloween, the Michael Myers stuff is in here. If you're not a fat dude like me, you can usually get shirts in here that are like, you know, large or small, medium, or large. None of them ever fit me. So, and they got an It coloring book. So I think that's going to be about it. Let's look online and see what we could have found. So what's going on, everybody? Let's look online and see what movies came out this week. This would be the release week of July 29th, 2025. So obviously right there you got the Thunderbolts. That's one of the main new releases this week. That's the 4K cover. You got the Golden Child, Jade. Those are Vinegar Syndrome releases. I'm assuming that's the standard releases, stuff that already came out. Golden Child was a VSU. So I picked up both of those in the past. You got Ace Ventura Pet Detective 4K. That's the studio Shout Select version of it, not the Steelbook. You got to Catch a Thief. I guess that's a 4K Steelbook that came out. There's the Thunderbolt Steelbook, which I kind of like that cover of that one. You got Billy Madison 4K. That should be a Kino release. You got the standard releases of Let's Scare Jessica to Death and the Sick. It's Sick, It's Dirty, It's Their Job, Dirty Work. Very underrated comedy with Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace. You got Ace Ventura Pet Detective. That's the Steelbook. Not a huge fan of that cover, man. I don't know why. I just don't like that Steelbook cover. But either way. The Phoenician Scheme 4K that came out. We did see, I think, the Blu-ray or the DVD in stores. Then you got Enter the Void. The Beyond 4K. I'm assuming that's, like, once again, a standard release. I got the limited one back in the day. So I'll show you that during the haul video that we do. A New Leaf 4K media book. That's from Vinegar Syndrome. That came out. The Jet Li Collection 4K. Charlie One Eye. I'm not familiar with that movie. Let me know if it's any good. Nobody, that's 4K of that. I really like Nobody, so I like the style of that Steelbook cover. Criminally Insane 2, Scarecrow in a Garden of Cucumbers. I don't know anything about that movie, but the title was intriguing. Tell me about it. We're No Angels, Robert De Niro, Sean Penn. That's a remake, and Demi Moore. It's a remake of an old movie, but I kind of enjoyed that movie. It was like a lost gem from the 80s. There's the Blu-ray of Thunderbolts. You got Hiding Out 4K. Been looking forward to that release, man. That damn thing's been stuck on DVD only for a while. The Nick Millard Action Collection. Fade to Black 4K. I like that movie. It's pretty decent. I think I'm okay with my Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray of that. They Die with Their Boots On. Fire Maidens of Outer Space. That's got to be great, right? Maybe as good as, was that Shuro Alien Hitchhiker? Curdled 4K. I remember seeing that video, that cover in the video store back in the day, because everybody always harped on the fact that it was Quentin Tarantino Presents. Pavements 4K. What is this? David the Rock Nelson collection. Don't know anything about that. Sissy is a Shudder original I reviewed on the channel a while back. That's a very underrated movie. I like it. The Killing Tide. Kill List 4K. Chainsaw Man. You know, that was supposed to be, people were finding it in Walmart. One of my Walmarts was, obviously, you saw it was under construction. They were remodeling it. They didn't put any of their new movies out. And then that would have been the one that would have probably had that. My smaller Walmart that you saw in the video, they did not have it on the shelf. Bloody Legend, the complete, what is that? Cliff. I can't read that collection. What is that? Does anybody know anything about that? Let me know what's going on with that release there. The Devil at Our Heels, 5 Dead on the Crimson Canvas. The Blood of Fu Manchu, Christopher Lee. So is that considered racist now? Is that where we are in society? Because that and the Castle of Fu Manchu, he is definitely not Oriental. I know people were busting him back in the day when Peter Sellers played an Oriental. So are we that soft? Samurai Priest, Vampire Hunter. I don't know. That sounds kind of cool. Knights of the Round Table. Arcade. What else we got here? The Cobweb. Terrifying Girls High. They got the name backwards. Terrifying Girls High School. Nope. Terrifying Girls High School. I don't know anything about that. What's going on? There's the Blu-ray of Chainsaw Man Volume 1. Final Cut. Asylum 4K. Got some more Warner Archive stuff. Dude, there's a lot of fucking releases this week. Brainstorm, Bright Leaf. Tons of Warner Archives this week. The Little Things. Dude, I think I reviewed that on the channel. Very disappointed with that movie back in the day, and why in the hell would it take so long to get a damn 4K of that? Melinda, I don't know anything about these. Tropic of Desire. There's the Phoenician Scheme Blu-ray, the Diabolic Trilogy. I don't know anything about that. There was a Highlander animated series. Really? I didn't know that. Twisted Issues, Kill the Moonlight. 2 Weeks with Love. Tahara. Don't know what that is. Hop Along Cassidy, Volume 1. A Blu-ray? Really? There's the regular Blu-ray of Hiding Out. There's the Thunderbolts. I think that's the Walmart exclusive pop-up cover version. Super Rescue Soul Brain. I don't know what the hell that is. Is that a poor man's Power Rangers? Baskin 4K. I know a lot of people like Baskin. It's pretty decent. I don't know that I need that upgraded in 4K though. There's Destroy All Neighbors. That was a Vinegar Syndrome release. The Boys Next Door 4K. I've got the regular Blu-ray. I'll stick with that. Now I was thinking about getting that shark set. You got Night of the Sharks there. Look, there's the standard release of Drop Zone. Rounding. What else we got? Wild Beasts 4K. There's that one. That's what I was thinking about getting. Let me know if that release is worth getting. Feeding Frenzy. The Italian Shark Exploitation Collection. Dandelion. Dig. Double X. Wonder what the hell that is. Sisters 4K. Tons of Severin re-releases in 4K, like that Monster Shark right there. Damn, man. Catch a Thief Steelbook. Guess that's a Blu-ray, not the 4K. Skinheads. There's a Blu-ray of Curdled. Last of Their Head Eye Lovers. That's a regular release there. Plus-Eyed Elf. Holy shit. Look at that anime. I think that's a manufactured on demand release of Detroit Rock City from what I hear. Dance or Die. We've got Clint Eastwood in Every Which Way But Loose. I like that and Any Which Way You Can. Those are funny movies. John Q is good. I think one of these companies, maybe New Line, is starting to do some re-releases with manufactured on demand stuff. Because there you got Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, The Invention of Lying, My Dog Skip. I like it. This Is Where I Leave You. You got Under Siege. That's got a very classic nude scene in it. Where the Wild Things Are, Dolphin Tale. That's a lot of old re-releases. What in the holy hell? Lethal Weapon 2. The Hangover 3. Harold and Kumar. The remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Are you pissed that that's not included in that collection? Ocean's 12 and The Long Kiss Goodnight. And that just got an error release. And then I know that Mario Bava set a lot of people are getting. I've got several of those movies already, and I'm not big into spending that much on stuff I'll probably never watch. So I didn't pick that up. I'll probably regret it later, but oh well. Dude, it's just too much shit coming out for me to like spend all this money. I don't want to go broke. So main release Thunderbolts. Billy Madison is awesome. What'd you guys think of the Happy Gilmore sequel? Let me know all that in the comments down below, and let's go ahead and get home and let's close out the video. So what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jeff Man 316, your pop culture reporter right there. Jeff Man 316 Live. Now let's talk about that first. Usually Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, we go live. We watch along to a movie. We talk about physical media. We talk about wrestling. We talk about anything you guys want. Well, this week is a little different. I was planning on streaming night 2 of SummerSlam, but for some reason the damn thing starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. There's no way I'm going to be able to get here, get everything set up, get online and do that. So I apologize in advance, but I am not going to stream SummerSlam that early, and I don't know when it's going to have a good stopping point of where I could go online. So hey, we're just going to skip SummerSlam. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but we'll start fresh next week. Jeff Man 316 Live next weekend, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to watch the classic comedy Used Cars starring Kurt Russell. So come back right here next Sunday night and we'll watch Used Cars. So let's talk about SummerSlam for a minute. Did you see that sort of face turn by John Cena Friday night? I think it's shenanigans. I think something's going to happen. I think it's going to somebody else is going to get involved or something. I think Cena's basically going to give you an I told you so moment. I sort of predict that Cena's going to go back heel and somebody's going to help him. But if that doesn't happen, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do some kind of heel turn with Cody. So at least they've got some intrigue there. Let's go over a few of the matches. Do I think CM Punk's going to beat Gunther? Yes, I do. There's rumors that Gunther's got something wrong with his nose. I think he said might require surgery. So I think Punk's going to win with a surprise possibility of Seth Rollins cashing in. I think Naomi's probably going to keep her belt. I don't see her losing it to one of those girls and then one of those going on to Paris and fighting Stephanie. And I think Stephanie's going to win the belt. So I think Stephanie will beat Naomi. Naomi will win with shenanigans is what I think. She'll probably pin Io Sky. That kind of sucks, but either way. So Becky Lynch fights Lyra. I think Lyra's going to beat Becky and win that title back. I don't know who's going to win the tag title belts. I do think if you look at some of the other matches, I think Randy Orton and Jelly Roll are probably going to win. So either way, put your comments down below of who you think is going to win at SummerSlam. And then we'll just go from there. And so, like I said, I apologize for that. Coming up on the channel, I got an unboxing of something I bought from Valoria Video. Yes, support them. Make sure you use the code JevMan316. If you go to their site and you order ValoriaVideo.com, you can use the code JevMan316 and it'll get 10% off your first order. So they're really good. They're on the East Coast in Florida, so I usually get stuff quicker than like when I get it from the movie room or places like that. No disrespect to them, but the post office sucks these days. It takes forever to get packages by media mail across the country. So with that being said, I got a Goodwill video that I think I'm going to do. Watch that Goodwill rant video if you didn't watch that. Like I said, I got an unboxing to do. Got several cool things coming up on the channel. My wife went thrifting. I went thrifting by myself, so I might have a thrift video. I don't know what order I'll post those in. So yeah, got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I might do a Dollar Tree retrospective. Would you guys be willing to watch that or wanting to watch that? You know, right before they quit selling movies, I recorded some footage and I thought I had lost it. I just found it on a hard drive. So it basically would have been the last weekend that I did Dollar Tree hunting, and I never posted the footage. So maybe I'll do that as a look back, because some of you guys were talking about that. I don't have them right here in front of me, but the horror pack just closed. It was the last one, the last horror pack unboxing that I did. Watch that video. I do a last rites type of thing for the horror pack, so hopefully you guys will support me by watching that. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. And then other than that, let me see if I've got it right here. Yeah, I've also partnered with David Sterling of Sterling Entertainment to offer some of his collector's box sets on my eBay store, JeffMan3169. Look at the link down below. We got some grindhouse type horror. We got axe grinder. I've got a set that I've sold a few of already of Camp Blood. We got Camp Blood 9, and I know I promised a review of that, so I'll do it. So yeah, if you buy anything and you see it, you want to make an offer, tell me that you found me here on JeffMan316 on YouTube or JeffMan316 on Instagram, and I might be able to cut you a couple dollars off. I don't know. It depends on how much. But I can only do that through the best offer option on eBay. So I've got to buy it now, and I added the best offer in case one of you guys wanted to, trim off a couple bucks by mentioning that. So if you want the Camp Blood set, I think I got one more. It's the Camp Blood collection plus the Grindhouse 3D set of 1 and 2 on a Blu-ray. He told me he probably might be able to get me some more of those, because those have actually sold a few. So check out my eBay store, like I said, link down below. So any way you can support the channel, the best way is just liking the videos when you watch them. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that normal YouTube stuff. I really appreciate you guys supporting me through this. Keep watching all the videos, and if you are a subscriber, you will hit the notification bell. You'll know when I post new videos. If not, please consider subscribing. Give me some suggestions in the comments down below if you would like for me to review a movie that you see on the channel, if you want me to do some type of unboxing or anything else you can think of. So until next time, boys and girls, this has been JeffMan316. I'm your pop culture reporter, and I'm signing out saying you guys be safe out there.
It can't be like this.
It is this way, man. I'm sorry I exposed you to it, but it is. It's ugly, but it's necessary.